Hey, welcome Speedway fans to Speedway Chat Live, coming to you from sunny Southern California. I'm your host, Ken McKinney, your Speedway Racing Action XSRA.TV producer. Thank you for joining me on this Thursday night before New Year's. Now everything's working now, right? I have my audio all working. I'm looking at everything here. Yes, everybody must be able to hear me now, right? All right. Well, hey, listen. Before we start the show, if you've been seeing all the things that I've been putting on YouTube, if you've seen the things on Facebook, please take the time to subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow XSRA TV on the Facebook page so you see everything that I'm uploading and everything I'm talking about within American Speedway. So, and also, if you've gotten some follow requests for my page, please click on that Facebook page, XSRA TV Facebook page. They've changed their analytics, like I've said. So I've been sending requests out to anybody who likes the posts and stuff. So click on that and follow those posts on XSRA. You don't really want to follow my personal page. It's just cars, kittens, the moon, songs, motorcycles. Really, other than motorcycles, nothing really that interesting. But if you like extreme speedway racing action, you'll like the things that I put on the Facebook page, and it'd be great to have you. All right. So let's start the show with the intro.
XSRA TV, watch Speedway, Southern California, yeah!
All right, thank you, Tom, for that. Tom Fox for that introduction. XSRA TV, Speedway from Southern California. All right, let's get into this. This is going to be a different show than I've done. It's going to be about highlights about what we've been doing in the Speedway community. Austin, I sent you an invite, Austin. I sent you an invite on the phone. Look in the messenger. If not, I'll have to try to send it again, but look in your messenger. Thank you. All right. We can get Austin Alvarado here on the show. That'll be great. First of all, I want to let everybody know where I get my Speedway news. I get my Speedway news from speedwaybikes.com. If I'm not there, I read about it on RC Jones's website, speedwaybikes.com. It's full of scheduled races, past races, race reports, race biographies of all your favorite racers, past and present. It's a great site, and I recommend everybody visit it for all things Speedway. Okay, Speedway fans? Now, let's look back at the 2022 Speedway season. I mean, it's just going to be a great show. I know we run Speedway all year long here in the United States, specifically here in California, because it doesn't snow like it does over there in New York, where they're up to their necks in snow. Yeah, right, Jason? You got your track. You can't even see it right now. It's just a snow bowl over there. And we had a great 2022 season here in Southern California. Two of the most popular tracks in SoCal, Costa Mesa Speedway and Industry Hills. They opened up this year after 2 years of being closed, which almost killed the sport if it wasn't for Steve Evans throwing all of those races that he did through 2020 and 2021. And hey, I was there too, and I was immortalizing it so all of you guys could see it. But this year I covered about 21, 22 races. I went to a lot of races. I mean, this year I can't even hardly hear out of it after hearing what my lady has been telling me. What, another race? Yeah. What, at least I'm not going to the bar. I go to the bar afterwards. But I put together a lot of good footage, a lot of great race reports, and even live streamed a few races this year. I hoped that I was going to be able to do more, but I understand the promoters and their fears that streaming races is going to take away from people coming to the track. I disagree with it, but I understand their issues, and hopefully in 2023 we'll be able to show every racetrack on a stream for everybody all over the world so that they could see what's going on in Southern California and maybe even in New York. Jason, I don't know. We'll see what we can do with that. There's going to be a lot of videos in this podcast, and I'll be joined by some of the racers. I think Austin Navarrado, the mad scientist, he's got himself the wild man. There he is. He's in there. Alex Martin is in there holding on. But before we get into everything, I just want to say thank you very much, everybody who supports Speedway out there, everybody who comes to the races, everybody that shows their dedication to the sport by waiting after the event and being able to go back and see the racers and meet the racers firsthand. They're very approachable and they're just wonderful, and they love that. Love to have you come out, and hopefully they'll give you race cards like this. Here's a race card I got from the Fast Eddie Castro. And let's see, let me get this out of here. Fast Eddie Castro got me one. Look, I got this from Billy Gennaro last year. I'm fanboy. And look at that, Sean, the Mad Dog McConnell, which I'll be talking about later. He is going to be inducted in the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame this year, which is going to be great. That's going to be this next year, that is, in January. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that after the show. Alex, I hope you're going to get your cards ready this year. Austin, you need more. You need more. Anyway, let's get into some of the activity that happened earlier last year. Remember, February 19th. February 19th was the Perris, the AMA National Perris Speedway Championship that was out at Kern County Raceway Park. Steve Evans, man, he did hero's work. He put a great event together, and it was segmented into two groups. You had the A group, the fast guys, and the B group, which are the semi-fast guys. The guys are just coming up, but everybody had a good time. There are pairs like Brock Nickel and Luke Becker, Max Rummel and Chris Kerr, Dylan Rummel and Aaron Fox. Now, that was interesting seeing the brothers Rummel paired up with other racers. It really showed their level of competence working with other people. We were also joined by two Polish team racers that Greg Hancock brought out. Yeah, that Greg Hancock. He brought out a couple guys from his Polish team back there, Gleb Chuganov and Micah Kruzczek, and they came out and they tried to take the Perris title away from the two-time Perris champions. That would be Brock and Luke, and they were coming here to steal it, folks. You know, they even our American world champion was coaching them on how to beat our guys. Hey, it's just the way it is. He's got to teach those guys. Those guys came out. They had a great time. They loved the beach. I know Greg showed them around. They had a great time. It was cold for us, but in Poland, it's freezing. So these guys are wearing T-shirts, and if they could have, they were wearing shorts on their bikes. They were burning up. I was able to stream that event on xsra.tv. We had about 75 viewers. Can't we do better than that for a stream? About 75 viewers for that stream from all over the world, though. Mark Cochran and his wife, they love to watch this stuff, and I'm trying, guys. We're going to do something next year, and hopefully everybody will be happy. But if you didn't see it, the stream is still up there on xsra.tv, video on demand, and the two guys that added a lot of competition to that sport were here, and it was really good. Let's take a look at that. Where is that? I got to find that here. Team racing. I think this is it.
Heat 1. The
Wolves
no,
that's
versus...
not it. That's up for later. I think it's right here. Oh, you got to know I had these guys up here. Oh my gosh. Well, geez, let me see if I can bring them in. Well, anyway, it was a good race. Where is it? National Championship round 2, round 1, the pairs. Did I not add those guys? Come on. AMA round 1. I got race report from Heat 7. I got that. I got national championships. Oh, that was great too. Those guys are great. I don't have the video up there. I thought I did, but it was great. It was a great event. Brock Nickel and Luke Becker, they won it for the 3rd time in a row. They three-peated. Three-peat, people. Yeah, three-peat, baby. You can go into the YouTube page and you can see that race. It's there. You just got to go back a little bit and you got to find it, but it's up there. The main event is up there. And it was really, really a great event. I know that a lot of people enjoyed that, and including, I think Reese Todd was there, and including Alex Martin. Alex Martin just getting on the bike for the 500 for his first season is really impressing a lot of people this whole season. But shortly after that event, that event on February 19th, a bunch of Division I fast guys, they traveled out to Lynchburg, Tennessee for the celebration of Speed Indoor Championship out in Lynchburg, Tennessee. And it was a 2nd or 3rd event that Pat Bedford had put together, and it gave the motorcycle racing fans out there the ability to see real speedway racing outside of California and New York, for that matter. And a tip of the cap to Pat Bedford. You did a great job over there. I understand he's not running it this year or in 2023. Maybe he'll bring it back at another time. But Max Rommel went over there and he won over Aaron Fox in the final race. They were tied in points, and Max beat out Aaron at the finish line. Blake Barella came in 3rd, and it was just a wonderful event. Then in March 26th, this video that I had just up here, we had that
Russell Green and Greg Moore for the
we had the
Wolves,
team
Alex Martin
team
and
racing
Jamison Dilkey
team
for the
racing
Pirates.
series at the dirt track in Bakersfield was great. Steve Evans continues to bring that team racing event aspect to everybody, and I think it's a great thing.
Alex Martin shut off
I don't know
lane
how
4,
you
the
feel
Pirates
about it,
in the
but
lead,
it actually
followed
brings a
closely
different
by Wolves
component
captain
to
Russell
racing,
Green.
because these guys who are racing against each other all the time now automatically have to be in teams and race together. It's a great event. Alex Martin did fantastic out there, and I think I'm going to bring him in right now. Alex, where are you? Let's bring you in. There you are. Hey, Alex, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Very good. How did you like that team racing out there? You did really good in round 1 out there, winning all of your heats that you were in.
It was really fun for me because I had to grow up around my brother, and we had to team ride and just practicing at our track. So it kind of brought back those memories in that element, and kind of gets us a little bit more prepared for racing overseas coming soon.
Right. And geez, that's still available up on video on demand. I think I lowered the rate to like $9, but people, you can still watch that event if you wanted to. Alex, you had a phenomenal year out there out there doing the team racing, but then at Bakersfield, and I know I've seen you at Perris only a few times, but then in May, in the springtime, the Summer Speedway came back after the COVID-19 closures that kept a lot of the tracks closed. The Ventura opened up. Champion Speedway in New York opened up. Fast Fridays in Auburn opened up. Costa Mesa Speedway reopened on the 21st after 2 years down. They ran 11 events for the return of their season. Alex, what did you think about that track?
Costa Mesa?
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's so much fun. Every time I go there, it's just such a unique experience. It brings Speedway as close as we can back to the 80s or the glory days when you had
your dad racing
beers everywhere. And yeah, but it's it's just a great tradition at that track. The crowds are amazing there, and it's just one of a kind.
Yeah, it is one of a kind. I'm going to show a little bit of video from the opening of that event so everybody can see it. It is on YouTube, but hey, check this out.
Welcome, Speedway fans, to an XSRA.TV Speedway Race Report. Saturday, May 21st was the reopening of the legendary Costa Mesa Speedway in Costa Mesa, California. The stands were packed full of local Speedway fans, very happy to see the track reopen after a 2-year closure due to the COVID-19 issues.
Welcome to Costa Mesa Speedway!
International Speedway promoters Brad and Jaylene Oxley had worked tirelessly the last few months to reopen the legendary Bull Ring, the track that has produced all of American World Speedway champions after the championship was first won in 1937 by Pasadena, California's Jack Milne.
Feels good, like lots of friends and family here, everybody excited, tons of atmosphere, full program, packed house. After 2 years off, it feels good.
Notable names such as veterans Bobby Schwartz, Sean McConnell, and Fast Eddie Castro were joined by Aaron Fox, Austin Navarro, Billy Gennaro, and Max Rummel, as well as the newest generation of racers Blake Borello, Alex Martin, and Slater Lightcap. The fans at the track couldn't be happier and filled the stands to capacity to watch the highly anticipated first race of the 2022 season at the legendary track with the annual Jack Milne Cup. Race 1 was a showcase heat featuring past Jack Milne Cup winners. On the starting line, Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz, Sean McConnell, and Max Rummel, joined by Randy DeFrancisco.
And DeFrancisco on the outside gets the crossball. Here we go, we're going for the left.
Tape up, Rummel with a good start, McConnell, DeFrancisco, and Schwartz following. Max Rummel, the 2021 AMA Speedway National Champion, was looking good on the track despite its grippy surface. Sean McConnell gained on Randy DeFrancisco and was looking to find a groove on the track after not being on a Speedway bike in 2 years. Costa Mesa Speedway is Max Rummel's home track, and he's improved a lot over the past 2 years, running at the Perris and Bakersfield tracks, giving himself a huge lead. DeFrancisco in around McConnell, now in second place. Max Rummel took the win handily. DeFrancisco and McConnell would race it out for second and third. Bobby Schwartz, for the first time on a bike in 2 years himself, came in behind. We'll be back with more race highlights from the Jack Milne Cup at Costa Mesa Speedway, right here on XSRA.TV's Race Reports on YouTube.
Yeah, that is a great track, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just absolutely fantastic, and it's just been a tradition since I think it was '69 when it opened at first.
Yeah. Yep, it's like the longest running track in California, in the country so far. And I want to bring in our next guest, a guy who was phenomenal on that track this year, Austin the Wild Man Novarato. Your dad told me how to say the last name. I would say Novarato, right? You got to unmute yourself. Come on. You look for that little thing that says, there you are. Hey, there you are. I can't hear you. Oh my gosh. Turn up the, hey, Mike. You turned your mute back on. Turn your mute off. I'm not turning you. I haven't muted you. You got to unmute yourself. All right.
Volume's down.
Turn your sound up, maybe. Turn your microphone up. And this guy's a scientist. Okay, hold on. You figure that out a little bit. I'm going to show one of your wins from the I can't remember. Oh, this is one of the Harley night wins that you got. And you figure it out, and we'll be right back with you. All right. Let's show everybody one of these wins here. This guy got 5 wins at this track this season.
This is an XSRA.TV race recap on YouTube. Let's watch the main event from Costa Mesa Speedway's Harley Night number 2, August 27th. In the main, Billy Gennaro, Max Rummel, Austin Navarado, and Dookie Ermolenko for the final race. With Gennaro, Rummel, and Navarado coming in with perfect scores of 9 before the semis, anything could happen. And check out the bet. Dookie Ermolenko coming in with 6 hard-earned points, making the main at Costa Mesa Speedway, showing he still has the gas, folks. I have to apologize for the cell phone footage in this recap. My main camera stopped working before the main. Special thanks to Suzette for letting me use her footage. Combined with my cell phone footage, let's see how it looks. On the start, Gennaro and Rummel jostle for the lead. Navarado swoops below them and takes the lead for himself. What luck! All Gennaro and Rummel can think is what the, and do their best to catch him. Navarado, under his helmet, giggling like a mental patient, stays in the lead. Gennaro and Rummel winding it out for second. Rummel on the outside, looking for grip. He gets it and pulls ahead of Gennaro. Ermolenko getting a great view of the heat from behind. Navarado for the win. He's a happy racer, folks. Max and Billy J in second and third respectively have no words. Ermolenko coming in last is still happy he was in it. This makes 4 track wins at Costa Mesa Speedway for Austin Navarado this year. Let's go to the pits and get his reaction.
Austin Navarado, fantastic run.
All right, that was a great race. Austin, I think, is resetting his computer right now. He's not there. I'm going to remove him. But he got 5 wins. 5 wins is unheard of. I've been going there since, I've been covering races there since 2008 with Mark Williams. And then when I started on my own thing, I've never seen any racer or heard of any racer, maybe Steve Bast, who won more races on that in that season on that track. Well, I mean, you were there, Alex, numerous times. You weren't there for every race, but what did you think of that guy's racing this season at Costa Mesa?
He was great all season long. But you know, you got to remember like the guys like Alan Christian back in like 1980 who won 13 in a row at Costa Mesa. But that's a huge mark, especially for the futures of Speedway, because we haven't gotten close to it since. And I think this next season he's going to get a lot more wins at Costa Mesa. He's charging hard. He'll be good.
Yeah, he's racing really good. Sometimes he says his computer died and he'll be back in 1 second. Anyway, he'll be able to go on. I was unaware of Alan Christensen doing that. I'm gonna have to look that up, but that's an amazing feat to be able to win that many races against people like you. Yeah. I mean, you know, you're not going to give them up. You're a young guy, but you want to win.
No, yeah, I want to win just as bad, or if not more. But you know, hopefully they'll be coming in the future. But I mean, it's just a huge landmark for American Speedway to kind of bring it closer and closer to what it was in the 80s.
Yeah, that's right. And I wanted to talk to Austin a little bit about the North American Finals where he got injured and such. But I've been watching him race, and he has a tendency to race on the edge like nobody else. I mean, you're more composed. He's on there. He's like shades of Jellyman on that bike, where he's just dancing around on that bike. You know, Kelly would dance around on that bike too, but I've never seen anybody like that since him, Kelly Moran, and then now Austin Navarado dancing around on that. Have you ever been in front or behind him and seen him doing that and wonder what the hell he's doing?
Yeah, a couple of times before I would think he'd be going down and then almost lay the motorcycle down, and then, you know, he pops himself up. I've gotten used to it a little bit more, but you know, it's his signature. He's the wild man.
Yeah, he sure is. I'll tell you. Yeah, sometimes I don't know what if he's going to crash or what he's going to do, but he sure is the wild man for sure. Let's get into from Costa Mesa Speedway, Austin. As soon as you can come back in, we'll bring you back in. I want to talk to you some more. The Costa Mesa rained out on October 15th. That was their last time they were going to have a race, but the main event on the Harley Night number 3 went to Fast Eddie Castro, who raced against a bunch of veterans. He just had a good time out there racing against all these guys he's been racing against forever. What do you think about Fast Eddie Castro out there, Alex?
Fast Eddie. I mean, he lives up to his name. He's always been fast. I've watched him since back in like 2010. At Victorville and the Pee Wees. And he's still pulling hard through today, and I don't see him slowing down any times. But he's still pulling really hard, and he's doing great.
He does, and he got himself a newer engine for his bike this season. It's really helped him out a lot. I know he'd been worried about that and started complaining about that, but it's really helped him out a lot. But he ain't gonna give it to you. He's gonna race you hard.
No, yeah, it's a classic type of racer. He's not gonna shut off right before the line or shut off to give you any room. He's gonna race you just as hard as you race him.
That's right. Hey, listen. Now we're gonna get into June. In June, we were out at Bakersfield for round 1 of the AMA Speedway National Championships. You were there, right?
Oh yeah, I was there.
It was 105 degrees at the start of the track, right? On June 25th. I mean, it was blazing. I don't know how you did it. I know we were walking around just like, geez, it's so hot. But then you guys got to put on all your stuff and race it. Louis Merceroli was there. And I'm going to bring Louis Merceroli in right now. Louis, hey, how are you?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Very good. Thank you for joining us on the Speedway Chat Live. We're just talking about the AMA National Speedway Championship, which you were in, and you got yourself a 3rd place. Let's take a look at race 7 from the AMA right now. Let's take a look at this.
Let's check out one of the heats from round 1 of the AMA National Speedway Championship, held June 25th, 2022 at the Kern County Raceway Park Dirt Track in Bakersfield, California. Heat 7, Max Rummel, Lane 1, Gino Manzares, Lane 2, Alex Martin, Lane 3, and in Lane 4, Bart Bast. Rummel wanting to win after coming in 2nd in the last heat. Gino Manzares expected to give him a fight. Tape up, Rummel and Manzares for 1st and 2nd. Rummel winding it out, pulled it in front of Gino Manzares, and there was no stopping him. Max Rummel has a great pit crew in Lewis Hughes Racing, and his bike is in tip-top shape. He's also recently returned from Slovenia, where he ran in the Speedway Grand Prix qualifier. Rummel for the win, Manzares in 2nd, Bast in 3rd, and a charging Alex Martin in 4th. You can watch all the action from this event on XSRA.TV's video on demand. Check out XSRA.TV for the best speedway coverage in America. If you can't go to the track, bring the track to you on XSRA.TV.
Yeah, that's right. You can, if you can't go to the track, bring the track to you. And a little self-gratuitous promotion right there. Louis, you were at this event. Is this your first AMA National Championship?
Yeah, it was actually. At least all 3 rounds were
all 3 rounds. You did really well on this round. What do you think about that dirt track out there in Bakersfield?
Oh, that's my favorite track for sure.
Yeah. Your home track is Fast Fridays, as well as Alex, right? Both of your guys' home track is there. But what makes Bakersfield such an interesting track for you?
It's just faster. And it's just faster, you know, and that's what those things are supposed to do, you know, go fast.
Yeah, and Alex, I know you like that place.
Oh yeah. Well, my big favoritism about that track is just all the different types of racing lines. You know, it's not racing on just clay. It's got, you know, the right materials. The guys are out there mixing the dirt, getting it to where you can ride anywhere and everybody has a fair game. You know, you have to race each other, and it's not just, you know, starting first turn where then you already win. You have to race all 4 laps and beat it the right way. That's how Speedway should be.
Yeah, well, you know what? I've seen some of them races, seen some races on some of the other tracks, and it's not always the person that gets first. It's the person who stays on that throttle, right? I mean, and in control. You know, just this national championship that we had out there, North American finals, Max and Billy traded the lead twice.
Yeah.
It was great racing. We missed you out there, Louis. We missed you out there. Maybe next season.
Yeah. After seeing the lineup, I was pretty upset I didn't make it down, but yeah, we'll go for it next season.
Very good. All right, now let's get into that was great. Max Rummel he won the first round, and Billy Gennaro got second, and Louis, you got third. But it's a point series, so Billy led with the points at that point, and then he led by 1 point every race until the finals, and we'll get into the finals a little bit later. But I'm still in June 22nd. We went just before that event out there on the 25th. Industry Hills Speedway reopened for the first time in 2 years itself. Kelly Inman held 11 events out there, and it kicked his butt. I know. I saw him. He was dragging towards the end of the season. He was so busy, but I know he enjoyed it for what it's worth. Not everyone is cut out to be a race promoter, but he did it with class, and a tip of the cap to Kelly Inman for everything that you held out there, all the races. And among the races was the 45th California State Championship, with both of you guys came to. You guys were there, and that was a great event. Let's take a look at one of the races out there right here.
Welcome, Speedway fans, to an XSRA.TV race recap on YouTube. It was a great Southern California Saturday afternoon on July 23rd for the 45th running of the California State Speedway Championship at Industry Hills Speedway in the city of Industry, California. Promoted by Kelly Inman of Industry Racing, 18 Division I racers turned out for this event. The last time it ran was in 2019 before the COVID-19 closures. The 2019 title holder and two-time winner of this event, Max Rummel, was out to defend his title against five-time winner Billy Gennaro, as well as Aaron Fox, Gino Manzares, and Austin Navarrado, just to name a few of the top racers who wanted to get their first California State Speedway Championship title. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and give these racers some likes. It helps our rankings so more Speedway fans will see these races. Let's check out the opening heat at the 45th running of the California State Speedway Championship. In race 1, on the starting line for this first race of the event, it was Speedway legend, still challenging younger racers coming onto the track, Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz in lane 1, against all NorCal racers. In lane 2, Blake Borello, lane 3, Louis Merceroli, and lane 4, Tyler Warren. A great start from Schwartz in lane 1 for the lead. Borello and Warren on the outside. By turn 4, going into lap 2, Borello took the lead from Schwartz. The veteran Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz holding off Tyler Warren and Louis Merceroli. On the back straight, Warren on the outside took Schwartz in turn 3. Lap 3, 21-year-old Blazin' Blake Borello, the 2021 Speedway of Nations under-21 racer, in his first California State Speedway Championship with a hard-charging Tyler Warren right on his back tire. In lap 4, Schwartz in front of Louis Merceroli. In turn 2, Merceroli bobbles and Schwartz gunned it in the back straight. Blake Borello with the win, Tyler Warren in second, and Bobby Boogaloo Schwartz in third. We'll be back with more extreme speedway racing action from the 45th California State Speedway Championship from Industry Hills Speedway, right here on XSRA.TV's Race Recap on YouTube.
All right, what did you think about that? I mean, Louis, that track has some similarities to Fast Fridays, doesn't it? It's more of a dirt-based track.
In a way, yeah, but it's. I mean, I can't ride that track. I mean, I need some more time on it, but yeah, it's definitely different dirt than Auburn, that's for sure.
Yeah,
and it's just kind of a weird banking, I guess, if you go out too wide in 1 and 2. But yeah, I couldn't seem to figure out how to ride that track, so I definitely got to get down there and ride it some more to figure it out.
you definitely do. You definitely do, because you're a talented racer, and I could see you getting more championships. It's just that there's a track science to everything. Steve Evans and I have spoke about this a lot. He knows that every track has its own personality. But yeah, you know, I think in my opinion, Fast Fridays is a very difficult track to race on. Alex, how do they compare? You were able to race on Industry this time as a 500 racer, not as a peewee or junior like you had in the past for the Gumball Rally, which you won the last time. But what do you think about that track?
I like it. I've always had a great experience there, especially with the covered roof. It kind of adds that whole other element to it. And just, you know, the promoter, Kelly Inman, he's great. He does a lot for the junior riders, and, you know, makes them feel pretty special. I felt pretty special too whenever I came down there. And he does a great job with the track down there. He tries to make it best raceable as he can, and it's turns out good every time.
Right. It is a really good track. There's another racer. I just brought him in. I'm going to bring him in. Reese, are you there? All right. I'm going to bring in Reese Todd because he's like that ambassador. He's getting into racing. He's actually doing so many things. He's working with engines. He's doing a lot of different things, but you've been like to every track since I've been covering this full time since the pandemic, and Steve Evans was only able to run in Paris and then Bakersfield. What do you think about Industry Hills Speedway?
Industry, man, I'm telling you, hey guys, Industry's pretty cool. I actually, my experience for Industry was I did the Gumball Rally, which was the first and last time, you know, I raced until just this season, but I was Division 3, so that was like 3 years ago, pre-COVID. But Kelly Inman bringing back City of Industry after COVID is just, it's been amazing. It's been fun. I mean, it's just like, it's an awesome track, you know. I'm still learning how to ride it, but riding with all these guys, it's just been a full-blown experience. And
yeah, like Louis says, it's kind of hard. It's you know, I think it's flat, right? It's very flat.
It's pretty
so
flat.
When you get to the outside, you got to get that dirt.
Yeah, it's an indoor arena. I mean, it's pretty deep on the outside. I mean, you got to be crazy to go out there, but like Billy Gennaro, Max Rummel, Austin, those guys that ride there on the daily, you know, they own it. So like, yeah. I'm always playing it safe. I'm like, you know, I gotta go to work on Monday, but they're full sending it, and you know, it's
Max Rummel does own that track this season. There's the, you know, Industry doesn't have a track champion this last season or 2022. Maybe they'll start to do that in the future. Costa Mesa doesn't have an official track champion, although I would think that it's Austin Navarrado. Austin, did you come back? He's still not there, folks. He's still working on it. Anyway, because he got 5 races this season. But Louis Merceroli, you're the track champion at Fast Fridays, and that's a really good accolade right there. You know.
Yeah, for sure. It felt great to win that. Definitely, we were down a couple key riders that could have messed that up for me, but there are still some fast guys there for sure.
Yeah. Well, sticking with the Industry Hills Speedway, The Connor Cup came back this season, which was really good. Connor Penhall Memorial Cup for Bruce Penhall's son, who was lost in a terrible, tragic accident while he was working a few years back, a number of years back. And I'm going to just show a little bit about a little bit from that race right here.
This is an XSRA.TV race recap on YouTube. The Connor Penhall Memorial Cup returned to the Thunderdome after a 2-year layoff because of COVID-19 closures, with a 16-rider lineup of the best racers on the West Coast that included Max Rummel, Billy Gennaro, Gino Manzarek, and the defending 2019 Cup winner Austin Navarado and others. It was a star-studded night that also recognized the professional contributions of American Speedway legend Scott Autry as the Grand Marshal, the trailblazer who paved the way for American Speedway racers such as Bruce Penhall and others to renew racing in England back in the 1970s. And America has kept Speedway racing ever since. Let's check out round 3, heat 16 at the Connor Penhall Memorial Cup at Industry Hills Speedway. Slater Lightcap, Eddie Castro, Max Rummel, and Gino Manzarek. Rummel with 6 points, placed third in this event in 2019. The current AMA national champion wanted to win it this year. Gino Manzarek with 4 points wanted it as well. 17-year-old Slater Lightcap, the 2021 Under-21 national champion in this event for the first time, had only 1 point. Eddie Castro with 2 points was just as hungry as the lads. At the start, Castro gets into the tapes. The heat would be red flagged and restarted. Castro was just a little too hungry. Referee Steve Lucero disqualifies Eddie Castro from the heat for hitting the tapes. Heartbreak for the fast one. Fast Eddie Castro, too fast for the tapes and too fast for any love from the referee. I had a chance to chat with Speedway legend Dennis Siggy Sigalis on the sidelines about the Connor Penhall Memorial Cup.
Fine. Great to be here at Industry.
Yeah, what do you think about this night?
Oh, dude, it's incredible. You know, we've been, I think this is the 6th year for it now, and it's always a welcome event for all of us. And a lot of us old timers that come out and get to hang out and talk BS and how good maybe we used to be. But the racing here tonight is really extremely outstanding. Really enjoying it.
So Brock taking it last lap.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Got all wound up. Kind of brings back my memories because I love to ride the outside, and I could see it happening tonight. It was awesome.
What do you think about the state of Speedway these days?
Well, you know, people always say it was never like what it used to be, and it isn't. But you know, we've had a lull in it. I think we got some up and coming guys now. So, I mean, we hope for the best, you know, cheer these guys on for wherever they go and root them on, and hopefully they'll keep clean and keep the gas on and get some wins under their belt.
Great to chat with Dennis Sigalis at this event. He was a racer a lot of people enjoyed watching. Back to Heat 16. Castro DQ'd for touching the tape is replaced by number 94, 20-year-old Freddie Cook from Roseville, California. It's Lightcap, Cook, Rummel, and Manzarek. Tape up Manzarek, quick start. Lightcap off the pole, takes the early lead. Rummel takes it wide, taking Manzarek with him. Lightcap in the lead, Rummel on the outside, fighting for traction. Lap 2, Lightcap keeps the lead. Manzarek in second. Rummel falls behind in third. Back corner, Rummel throttles it to the outside into lap 3. It's not enough. What's Rummel gonna do? Manzarek charging under Lightcap. Lightcap slams the door. Rummel on the outside of turn 3. Amazing outside work by the champ. Lap 4, Rummel takes the lead. Lightcap amazed by the outside pass. Manzarek stuck in traffic. Rummel for the win. Lightcap second. Manzarek third. Cook last. How is that for come from behind outside racing? Max Rummel stays on top with 9 points overall going out of round 3. That's an XSRA race recap on YouTube.
All right. That was a great event. And Austin, can I hear you? Austin, you're still muted. You're still muted, Austin. I can't hear you. Anyway, that event was really good. And for me, I fanboyed. I saw Dennis Sagalis and I was like, what? Seeing Bruce. I see Bruce occasionally, different places, but I hardly ever see any of the other older races. Mike Bass was there. It was just a phenomenal night. Who's there? Yeah, okay. Louis, did you race in that race?
I did, yeah. Yep.
And what did you think about that race?
It was a lot of fun, for sure. Yeah, I like that track a lot, actually. Just a little more seat time down there.
Yeah. Okay, Austin, I think you're unmuted. Say hello. Austin. Now he's.
But this is gonna be.
Say hello. Now, Alex, you raced in that event?
No, I didn't race in the Panel Cup. I think I was in Poland during that time. But
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You
but
were in Poland.
I still watched it my hotel room, and it looked like it was some great racing. As you can see in that video.
Well,
there.
This is fucking great.
Yeah. Austin, is that you? Can I hear you? I think you're unmuted now. Reese, you were there. I know that.
Is it working?
I was.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Gonna take a rocket science.
He's a rocket scientist, folks. Austin. Now you're the former champion of the Connor Penhall Memorial Cup, and you got into the fence early in that night. What happened to you that evening? Did you just lose it? You can't hear. I can't hear Austin.
How's it going? Can you hear me? If not,
yeah,
I'm dipping out.
I can hear you now. Can hear you now.
Yeah.
Hello.
We can hear you.
So tell us about that evening there. You got in the fence early at the Connor Penhall Cup, and then it was just a series of unfortunate incidents. Because I remember you were in one of them races against Blake Borello, and Blake.
Yes, can you hear me?
He's hard.
Wonderful.
All right, let's continue to move on. That was a great event later on in the season, and then industry ran all the way through September. It was really great for Speedway fans in Southern California to go back.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. I can't hear him. Well, it was really good to go back to Wednesday night Speedway, and I hope I spoke with Kelly a while back about the 2023 season. He says he's gearing up for it, but then he had that look in his eyes like, oh boy, all that ass kicking is going to come back to him. But I think he's going to get a little bit more support this year, and I'll see what I can do to get him on a live show in the future. So in August, I'm going on in August. The racing continued at Costa Mesa Industry and Fast Fridays. And in September, XSRA.TV went on the road to Fast Fridays Motorcycle for round 3 and the finals of the AMA Speedway National Championship. Dave Joyner worked with me to bring that event there and to the world on XSRA.TV's live stream. I appreciate it a lot. I had my support from a couple advertisers, Shark Squad Motorcycle Attorneys and Junior at Lifestyle Cycles of Anaheim. And I couldn't have done it without all of their help, plus the help from Reese Todd and Brian Kavrikas. Reese, thank you so much for all you guys did helping me out with that trailer and the scaffold. I really have to thank you a lot for all of that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. But it's not us that you got to be thanking. It's the J&S crew.
That's that's right. Okay. Tell us about the J&S crew.
John and Sandy Schroeder. You want to hear about John and Sandy?
Yes, go for it.
So J&S, I mean, I haven't been to this. I haven't been in this sport too long. So this is my 4th season I just completed. But J&S, John, sadly, rest in peace. John and Sandy had passed away. John passed away in May. Sandy just passed away in just last month. So they're rest their soul. They had put on so much stuff for Speedway. I mean, they promoted, they helped up. A lot of people, they had the Schroeder's promoters. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that. I'm still learning. Like it's so much cool stuff. And their son, Dustin Schroeder is a rad guy, and everybody grew up in watching him in like the junior program in like the late 90s and 2000s and stuff. So I missed out on all that, but it's so cool to be like fully engulfed. But JNS, they put a practice track on their property. They brought in kids. They're always trying to make the opportunities to practice and make better riders, and they're building up competition, because that's kind of the goal with the track, is to just build the competition, give them something that's hard to ride on, but it's good for you. So, and you always go home with a red stained bike. That's why they call them the junior riders that come out with JNS. If you're a junior, you're called a red dirt posse. So you got to be in the JNS junior program, and you'd be considered a red dirt posse. So I missed out on all that, but man, you get stained with razor asses and red dirt going down your carburetor, and it's a blast. So
hey, Louis, you ever get a chance to experience that track, that practice track?
Yeah, I've been out there once with I believe Borello was out there, and then Kerr. So it was fun. It's a little off camber, so it's kind of weird coming down into, I guess you could call it, turn 3. It's like going downhill, so it's funky, and then you come back uphill. It was a little rutted up when I was out there, so you definitely got to hang on. But yeah, you can definitely improve riding that track, that's for sure. And then he's got a pretty cool just circle right in the middle. They call it, I think, the bullpen.
Bull ring. They call it the bull ring.
Yeah, and Chris Kerr was crazy on that thing. He wouldn't even lift his leg up, nothing.
Really?
Put his foot down. He'd just do circles. It was wild.
Chris Kerr is a great rider, and I know that he really imparts a lot of knowledge to a guy like you who's trying to come up, right, Louis?
For sure, definitely. Yeah, he's definitely a badass rider for sure.
Yeah, he's such a kind guy. You wouldn't know he's such a killer until he gets inside the ring. Still, he gets on the bike, and then he kills you. Right. I mean, how about you, Alex? You've experienced that with Chris Kerr.
Yeah, you don't see him too often anymore, which is it's a bummer. But he's still going at it like all the top guys. He still hasn't lost that spark. He's very fast. He's very quick.
Well, let me show people what that track looked like for the live stream right here. I'm going to go to it right here. I don't know where Austin went to. We got no audio there, but I'm going to go to this live stream rewind from that race up there, round 3, the the AMA National Speedway Championship. And let's see this.
This is an XSRA.TV live stream rewind on YouTube from the AMA National Speedway Championship live stream at Auburn's Fast Fridays Motorcycle Speedway, presented by Shark Squad Motorcycle Attorneys. Heat 7 saw Aaron Fox, Max Rummel, Russell Green, and Reese Todd. Fox, coming in behind in points in the series and a first-round win, faced Max Rummel in this heat. Rummel, with a first-round second against Billy Gennaro, needed this win to stay up in points. Both Rummel and Fox need points to advance. Tape up, Fox with a fast start. Rummel from lane 3 on the outside takes Fox for the lead. Fox in second, Green in third. Lap 2, Rummel in command of the heat. Fox in second. Green goes down in turn 1. Red flag and the restart. Russell Green
now
off
that
of a
track,
first round win goes down.
That looks as flat as industry,
Hard
right?
break from the kid from Roseville.
But that dirt is different.
It's very grippy too, more of a clay surface.
Yeah, more of a clay.
Yeah, more of a clay surface, a little less DG. So you get some traction on that
We
outside.
saw a lot of chatter on the social media
Yeah.
about the track conditions. Well, every track has its own characteristics, and every racer has to race on the same track on the same night. So say what you will about the track, but it's really the racer's capabilities. Enough said. Let's go to the restart.
Right, it's a racer's capabilities, right, Louis? Yeah. And Reese, do you like your home track better than any other track, or?
Fast Fridays is always a
Restart,
challenge,
Fox,
which is
Rumble,
good
and Todd.
because it tests
Todd
each
just happy
rider
to
to
be
their
in the event,
fullest.
coming in
So
as a
you're
reserve
really finding your abilities and what you're capable of. It's not like everybody can just hang out on the same track every single night. It's different. Fast Fridays is just one night it's dry, one night it's wet, and it's just outrageous.
Would you think that Fast Friday's track is similar to Perris's track, or is there a difference there?
Oh, much of a difference. Perris, they've got some decent equipment out there. Last time I've ridden, and they've always, they've always made it pretty decent. But it's much larger, so you're able to get some top speeds going in, and you can really practice some stuff. It's kind of like riding, almost similar to a European track, not fully to it, but Auburn's just super tight, super narrow, and it's a little bit bigger than Costa Mesa in a way, but Costa Mesa is just like, it's just flat. And that's the way, it's always been from what I've seen and learned from way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
At Auburn, you have to trust the other riders in front of you because it's just such tight racing. There's a lot of trust that goes out with the other riders in any type of race there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure at Fast Fridays, you have to trust the riders, and you got to be known. And that's also another challenge about Fast Fridays is, it's sticky. So you're like, man, Bart, don't hook up and do something, or hey, man, don't get in my way. You're always making sure like the guy that's in front of you or like rubbing bars with you. You're like, man, I trust you, man, because I got to go to work Monday. But if you just aren't feeling it, it's easier to just back off. So
well, yeah, that track. I like that track actually. It's too bad it's so far away for me to go to, but I really like to go up there more often and do some reporting from there. But that night the win went to Billy Gennaro, and even though Max won the event, he won all 3 events. Billy got it on points, and now he's the 11-time AMA National Speedway champion. I don't think anybody else has that many wins. Maybe Mike Bass in his era.
Bass had 7, I believe, but
7.
He passed him up pretty quick.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Billy Gennaro is just so. He's a king of his era at this point. But you guys, people like you, are coming up and challenging him now. I think he sort of enjoys that. Not enjoys it, but it's kind of like it's better competition for him all the way around.
It's competition, and it's the time thing too. Eventually the torch has got to get passed on. So, and it's not like he's going to pass it. You got to rip it from his hands. So,
let's talk about number 188, Louis Merceroli, right here from Auburn, California. He's the 2022 Fast Fridays track champion. Came off a perfect night to upset everyone. Russell Green, Alex Martin. You got 3rd place, Alex. That's really great. Gino Manzares. I know Gino really wanted that title, but that's a great accomplishment, Louis. I want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you ever get any advice from people like Billy Gennaro or Bart Bass? They ever help you out with some of your track, what you need to do on the track?
Yeah. Bart definitely helps out with some words of advice. And Gennaro is more of just watch, you just watch him. So I kind of learned from that. Because I'd like to be able to ride that track like he does, and not a lot of people can. It's hard to ride that track like he does. So you kind of just got to watch. And then, I mean, the second thing to do is just go for it and hope it works out for you, which lately it has been. So, yeah.
So you and Tyler Warren have come down to race in Costa Mesa and in industry. Do you guys help each other out with track talk sometimes?
Oh, for sure. Most definitely. Yeah. Yeah, that's he's like my brother. So we definitely help each other out.
Well, speaking of brothers, these two other guys got brothers. Reese, your brother Retton, he's out right now with his knee getting it replaced, but he's really come along a lot, right? I mean, my opinion, I think Retton is giving you a run for your money.
Oh, he is. He is. See, I've gotten beat into me. Like I gotta go to work on Monday, so I'm a tamed horse kind of in a way, where he's still got that. He's 22 years old now, and he's still got that spark and flame, and he's just buck wild and crazy. So it's gonna be a minute. Maybe his knee surgery might tame him, but other than that, I mean, I'm not trying to brag on our last name, but we've got a lot of talent. So it's whatever we do, whatever we touch, we could be pretty good at it. So I'm real happy Retton got into the sport. I drug him into it, threw him on my bike over at the JNS compound and got him involved, and he's just been crazy for it. So
it's his life. Yeah.
Oh, that's his life. And I'm real happy that he's able to do something. We were able to get into this sport and, keep representing our last name, because we've got some history in racing and stuff. So it's a blast, and the Speedway family is just phenomenal, like everything, you always have to deal with some stuff, but it's always cool being able to go into the pits and seeing everybody that, and we're all going to grow up together, So it's really cool to be part of that and take care of the kids and the fans and, do all this fun stuff and, try to, hopefully lead more people into the sport, because it is a dying breed, unfortunately. But
unfortunately,
you Ken are doing a lot of work, painting the camera on this, because,
well, I like football, doing it. But yeah, it can be like football. You guys falling down sometimes. There, I got a picture of Louis with his track championship right there. Congratulations. Yeah. Now, we were talking about practice tracks here, and Alex sent me something. I saw it on YouTube, so I'm just going to play this really quick. So you guys want to know why Alex Martin is going to kick your butt? Because he's got a track to practice on like that. Now, you guys are practicing on a little oval with J&S, but that track is wonderful. Alex, you are out there with your brother getting some laps in just before Christmas. What is it? Why are you into I know you guys are twins, so you guys probably want to do different things, but why is it that you're Speedway and then he's flat track?
Well, Sterling, when he was in the juniors, he was always the better one at Speedway, and you can ask anybody and they would say it. But then he kind of moved up to the 250s and kind of looked like he kind of lost that spark, because he was kind of felt like, I've done this, I've done that, what's next? And now he's on a flat track and he's doing really good. I still want to, pass him up in championships as much as I can. And so that I've had more fun with Speedway. I've had a better time with the riders too, and gotten a pretty good bond as well. But, he's doing great in flat track and he enjoys it. And I totally respect it.
Yeah. I mean, you guys can trade back and forth all you want. But you gravitate to what you like the most, and it's kind of like the Van Halen brothers. One played guitar and one played the drums. Equally good at either one of them. So that's very good. But let's go back to October. Actually, I want to say before we leave Fast Fridays, I sincerely thank Dave Joyner for the opportunity to work with him on that stream. And I'm sure a lot of people got to watch you guys ride that aren't unable to travel the distance to come there. Even people that are fans in other states. That's really the magic of being able to do this. And I want to thank him. Steve Evans got me started in this, and I'm not going to stop. So it's his fault. Anyway, let's go to October for the 52nd U.S. National Speedway Championship. It was a great battle for sure. And the race is on video on demand on xsra.tv. I put the entire thing together, so you can go there. I think it's only $10 to watch a completely edited program. But I wanted to check out some video on that. Let's go to this. Let's go to like this right here. Some video here.
This is an XSRA.TV race report on YouTube. It was a big night at Costa Mesa Speedway for the 52nd U.S. National Speedway Championship. The return of the long-running series to Costa Mesa after the COVID-19 closures was going to be epic. The rider lineup for the event was the best on the West Coast for the coveted title. Heat 1 of the 5-round event to the semis and the final had a great opening for the evening. Slater Lightcap, Randy DeFrancisco, Reese Todd, and Eddie Castro. Tape up Castro on the outside. DeFrancisco shuts Lightcap down from lane 2 for the lead and into the back straight. Lightcap in turn 3. Castro connects and slides out. Lightcap goes down with him. Red flag. Castro connected with Lightcap's back tire and it took them both down. The fans were loving the opening heat. Castro had to be hoping he would not be penalized. The race was in for a full restart. On the restart, DeFrancisco hooks up into turn 2, almost taking Lightcap out. Lightcap recovers. It's Reese Todd, the novice racer from NorCal and his first U.S. National at Costa Mesa, in the lead. Lap 2, Lightcap chases him down. Fast Eddie Castro on the outside of Todd takes him in lap 3, but Castro slides out in turn 1. Todd lays it down. DeFrancisco lays it down to avoid the crash. All riders were unhurt. Another restart, but this time it was Castro on the penalty line. Heartbreak for Eddie Castro, but at least he wasn't excluded. A third restart for the opening heat of the 52nd U.S. National Speedway Championship. Restart. Lightcap higher on lane 1 took the whole shot and the lead. DeFrancisco and Todd in the race for second. Castro way behind because of the penalty. The 2021 AMA Under 21 Speedway National Champion Slater Lightcap with clean air had total control and was in the lead. DeFrancisco had to fight off the hard-charging journeyman Reese Todd for second. For the finish in the checkered flag to open the event, it was 17-year-old Slater Lightcap for the win. And a hard-charging Reese Todd stole second place from a flagging Randy DeFrancisco, who got third. Eddie Castro finished behind. And that's how it started for the 52nd U.S. National Speedway Championship at Costa Mesa Speedway. That's an XSRA.TV.
All right. Hey, that was a great event. The journeyman, Reese Todd. And, geez, how about that Slater Lightcap? He won basically he was unbeaten until he tangled up with Gino Manzares in that I think race 4. Oh, that was terrible for him, but he was pretty good, huh, Alex? I mean, you guys have been racing in the younger class this whole season, and How is it racing with Slater Lightcap?
It's always been fun, but we've always had a pretty good rivalry. Since we've been like riding Pee-wees back at the old IMS in San Bernardino, but he's came a long way, and we're not jealous of each other or anything like that. But it's just always a good rivalry, and we're both going at it, and we tangle up a few times before, but we still love each other. We're bros, and it's always been fun with racing with him.
Yeah. Reese, I mean, being in there in the opening heat in Costa Mesa Speedway, was that your first time at the track?
I don't know. Was that the opening night of Costa Mesa?
Oh, no, you were there opening night. That's right.
Yeah, I was there opening night. But Slater Lightcap, I mean, I gotta say, I remember just getting into D1. I mean, Slater was going kind of slow, and I was like right there with him. But I don't know who threw fuel on his fire, but he is just phenomenally fast. I've never seen anybody just spark like that. I don't know if it's attitude. I don't know if it's talent.
Maybe attitude.
Or maybe he got a straight frame. I don't know. Maybe he was stopped banging out those frames and finally got a straight one, and here he is. But
how about you, Louie? Louie, you're racing against a lot of the youth that come up at Fast Fridays, and then you come down here and you're racing against some of the youth from the local tracks around here. What do you think about racing against Slater Lightcap?
Yeah, he's fast, especially down in industry. He's really fast on the track. He was definitely going faster than I was, but I was in his way. And I beat him in the corner. So. But he moves. He picked it up really fast. Yeah, he was saying out of nowhere, kind of, because I don't remember him going.
Well, the championship went to Max Rummel. He switched the championship between Billy. Billy's the new AMA national champion, and Max is now the new U.S. national champion. They switched it up. I know they were joking around the start line for the final on that one, but Max got first. Gino Manzares, oh man, after that bad crash, the North American finals last year in 21, for him to come back and race the way he has been, he's a Superman. Billy Gennaro got third, and Aaron Fox got fourth. But that was a really incredible night. And like I said, everybody, if you want to relive that magic, you can go to xsra.tv and get the full race right there. I don't know. Have you guys been able to watch that? You don't get to watch your races unless something like this is up. Have you been able to check that out yet?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's
fantastic.
Good though, so then I know if I need to change my style or drop a tooth on gearing, it's always great for the riders, and fans seem to love it too. It's been great so far.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I do it because you guys need that support. Like I've said, and I've said a lot of different times, if it wasn't on TV, it never happened. And that's unfortunately the way things go these days. If a picture can tell 1,000 words, video is legion. So it really helps a lot and brings some more validity to it, because you guys are professionals. People need to see what you're doing, and we need to get more fans out there rooting for you guys. Now let's go to November. That was October. Let's go to November. The under 21 AMA Speedway National Championship back out to Kern County Raceway's dirt track. It was the return to the track after the summer closure because it gets so damn hot out there. It was hot, but the temperatures when we returned, they were good. They weren't cold at all. Let's see a clip from that race. Let me see where I can go right here. I'm going to look at a clip from that race. This is your POV, Alex.
Oh,
let's race with Alex Martin in heat number 7.
This is an XSRA.TV race report on YouTube. Let's switch it up and get a racer POV from number 30, Alex Martin, from round 2, heat 7 at the 2021 AMA Under 21 National Speedway Championship from Bakersfield, California. There's Luke Becker on the sidelines watching the new young talent. It's great to have him come back out to the track after racing in England and Poland and showing his support. He's had a really great 2023 season in Europe. And check that out, there's Billy Hamill, the 1996 World Speedway Champion. He's been a big help with American Speedway racer development over the years. And he's looking a little bit like a silver fox these days. Great to see you, Billy Hamill and Luke Becker. Both of these men have been major influences on these young racers. Hopefully we can get them on a podcast soon. Martin on the track to get a practice start. Let's take a look and listen to that bike. All right, let's get this race started. On the line, Alex Martin, Michael Wells, Sebastian Palmese, and Justin Allman. Alex Martin with the whole shot and the lead. Palmese second, Wells third, Allman behind. Martin in the lead into turns 3 and 4. Palmese giving chase. Alex Martin, the 2021 250 Youth Speedway National Champion. Looking very strong out there, making Palmese a 3-time 250 National Champ work for it. This is Palmese's first time back in a match since earlier this year. It's great to have him back. It might be conditioning, but he's finding it hard to catch up to Alex Martin, who's been on the bike all year long. White flag, Martin, Palmese, and Wells battling for third with Allman. Checkered flag, Martin with the win. Palmese second, Wells third, and Allman last. Thank you, number 30, Alex Martin, for the use of that helmet cam footage for that POV shot. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let us know in the comments. That's an XSRA.TV race recap on YouTube.
Thank you for that footage there, Alex.
No problem.
That made it a really what am I doing here? That made it a really interesting edit. Like when I was able to get some footage from Suzette, it's actually given me some new ideas on how to shoot this stuff so that we get more people involved and more fans out. But that was a great event, and congratulations on being the new under 21 champion. How do you feel?
For some reason it hasn't set in as much as I thought it would, but it feels good. That's for sure. That main event, it was a pretty tough one. We had a little bit of controversy, but I took my second chance at the pie and made one of the best starts I think I ever made in my life. And
I know that Blake Borello really wanted that title because he's aging out of it, and he's a fantastic racer.
I can't hear you.
He's been racing for a long time. You've been racing a long time. Sebastian Palmese, I hadn't seen him since he came out and he looped the bike and he kind of hurt himself and he hadn't been back. But he's an animal out there. What did you think about racing with him?
I thought it was going to be a lot different. I thought at least, first couple rounds, you might need some time, to get used to the same feel of the bike again. But, it caught me off guard, going out and doing a lot better than what he did when he left the sport for a little bit.
Right. He's right now, I think he's wrenching for Ken Roxon on the Suzuki team. Hey, Sebastian, if you get tired of working for motocross, come back to Speedway. He's a real master racer. Louis, when did you? These guys have been racing since they're young. We know that Reese has just started in the last 4 years. When did you start getting into Speedway? What got you interested in it?
I believe I started in around 2015. So youth division. Actually, I started on Dave Joyner's CR80 that he has, and man, that thing was crazy. But so I've been around for a little bit. Just lived in the area. That's what I do on a Friday night when the season's going. So and me being around motors and dirt bikes and things like that pretty much all my life. I wanted to try it, I had to. So, and then it kind of went from there.
So does getting the track championship this year at Fast Fridays, does that give you any inspiration to keep racing?
Oh, for sure. Most definitely. Yeah. A lot of confidence from that night and a few other races. So
Yeah, good. Well, I'd sure like to see you out there because the sport needs talented guys like you. You're big, you're a tall guy. How do you feel on that bike? Some of the other guys, being around 5'8", 5'6", 5'8". How do you work with that? It's kind of like being Brad Oxley tall.
feels good. Just need a long peg and a tall seat and kind of just drag your inside knee around,
So yeah, you and Michael Wells, you need a plate for your knee instead of your foot, your shoe.
Yeah, it'd be like sidecar racing then, road racing.
Jumped on a Tyler Warren's bike down at Industry. I don't know what race it was. And it was weird. He had a decent seat on, but a super short peg. So I was like way too on top of it. So it's really weird. You just gotta find the right setup, just like anyone else,
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that it's a setup. Some riders, like, they're really right on the previous race. They go home, they clean their bike, they take it apart or whatever they do, and it's a whole different bike after that, right?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. You got to have the bikes fitted to the rider as much as you can. Make sure that the rider's comfortable enough, because you get somebody like Brad Oxley and you ride like Kelly Moran's bike, then it's just going to be too short, and it's not fitted for the rider as much as the bikes are.
I can't hear anything,
and it's hard to get them to fit the rider.
Well, seems Reese is having a problem hearing. Do you hear me, Reese? No, you can't hear. Anyway, it's okay. Just hang out, Reese. Hang out. We'll be good. Let's get into this race in December. Now, this isn't all the races I covered, but this is some of the most important races. And earlier in December, we had the AMA FIM North American Final that was down at Perris Raceway. Louis, you got to get down to Perris Raceway. I think that you would really do some good stuff on that track. And Reese Todd has been out there a number of times. He's got his name written wherever he's been into the wall. It's about 3 or 4 different places. But all kidding aside, it's a really good racetrack. But the 3 of the guys that came back would be Luke Becker, Brock Nickel, and Dylan Rummel. They came back and they really gave some challenge out there, right, Alex?
Yeah, they gave some challenge for sure. I was stoked enough to be Dylan twice, I think, at Kern. But they every time they come back, they're getting faster and faster and faster, and they're not going to stop anytime soon.
Well, you beating a guy like Dylan Rummel or any of those guys that have been racing overseas for a season, that's got to be a feather in the cap for you.
Yeah, definitely is, for sure.
Definitely. Let's take a look at that race. Let's take a look at one of the races out there at the North American Final. I think this is one of Austin's races. Let's check it out.
This is an XSRA.TV race recap on YouTube. Let's get into round 3.
It's a little cold out there, wasn't it?
FIM North American Final.
Yeah.
At Perris Raceway, Perris, California.
There's Russell Green. Now that's a kid that I've been watching race since he was in the juniors, and he's always in the mix. Like Louis, he almost got you over there for the national, the Speedway Championship over there.
Johnny Oakton, Wilbur Hancock, and Brock Nickel. The 2022
He's always
USA
in.
Speedway of Nations teammates Dylan Rummel with 3 points and Brock Nickel with 2 points. One of these racers was favored to get a win to pull ahead of the other. Both Hancock and Oakton with 1 point needed more points to get into the semis later on. Nickel off the outside in lane 4 in the fast part of the track takes the lead over Dylan Rummel. Hancock battling Oakton to keep third.
That's a nice track, huh? I think Louis, I think you'd like it. That's a big enough track for you.
22 Oxford Cheetah Rummel for first. Rummel second, Hancock third, Oakton fourth.
There's plenty of racing from there
Now
too.
with 5 points. They
During
needed
that
to
American
improve to
football.
make the semi.
Yeah, they have motocross over there.
Heat 10,
Got a lot of
Charlie
stuff.
Tranna, Max Rummel, Justin Allman, and Russell
Well, I
Green.
started doing
Rummel
something
with
different. I
just 3 points
started
and Green with 4.
shortening
This was
up
gonna
the
be a
races a
battle, but
little
Russell
bit
Green
so
has
that we
a
can
way of
get
spoiling
more
it
starts and
forever.
finishes.
Tranna
But
with 2
I don't
points,
really
favored
like
over
it.
Allman,
But
who has 0 so
they
far.
tend to get more views if I shorten it up. Everybody's got low attention span. It's really a shame. But look at that Charlie Tranna out there. How's that? You know Charlie Tranna on that 250, Alex. And,
Yeah.
Now he look at how smooth he looks.
Yeah, he's always been a very smooth rider, especially my last few years in the 250. He really came a long way. Hit that growth spurt of confidence, that's for sure. And he was just fast. You know, he got a lot of good gates, very fast on the start, and just overall a really smooth rider. And he should be really good in the 2023 season, that's for sure.
I know. He's got the strength too. Some guys, as they're growing up, they don't develop that strength until a little bit later on. Here you go. Here's one of your runs, Alex.
With 2 points, falling behind.
With
Would he be
Lightcap.
able to get around Martin? Castro with 1 point, looking for a win.
And Aaron Fox.
Fox took the lead on the outside. Lightcap looking for traction on the outside, but just couldn't get into position.
Now, what was that track like for you that night, Alex? I mean, was it a little slippery? Seemed like it was slippery.
Not too much. The inside was just, I guess, a little bit slippery, but once you kind of caught that kind of fluff on the outside,
you had to go outside. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like that. Anybody who got on the outside would really rip it up. Here's this really
some serious competition in this match.
a little crash right here. Not a little crash,
all with 6
bad
points.
crash.
All want to keep their
One
scores
that
high.
I'm worried about.
Navarrete with 5 points, seriously needing the win to catch up in this match. At the start, Becker in front for turn 1. Novarado gunning at lips to avoid Becker, and they both go into the crash wall. Becker up right away. Novarado seems seriously injured. The track team comes out to check him out. After a bit of body inventory, Austin Novarado gets up and walks off the track under his own power. But he would be excluded
I'm
from
so
the heat.
glad that he wasn't injured.
So glad he and Luke Becker were not seriously
Pretty
injured.
wild crash. Anything could have happened.
Yeah. That's an area that fence Reese Todd knows very
Restart.
well.
Becker, Gennaro, Manzares. Tape up, Manzares loops it out of the start.
I don't know what
the
happened
race
to
would
Gino
be red
on that-
flagged, and
that-
Gino Manzares, who had high hopes in this
start.
match, would be
He might have
excluded
moved
from the
it
heat.
A little bit too hard after it first came up, and then dumped it again, and then it came up even quicker and harder.
That's totally unlike
And
him.
then there were two.
I don't see
Restart
him
number
ever
2.
do that.
Becker and
But here you
Gennaro.
go. You got Becker and Billy.
Tape up
Another
Luke Becker
great
from
start.
the inside.
Now
took
you're
the
in a
lead
different
and never
edit.
looked
That's also on the
Luke Becker rode
YouTube
for
channel
teams
where
in
you beat
England,
Billy
Sweden,
Gennaro.
and Poland in
Yeah,
2022.
that don't
He's
happen very
already
often,
signed to
but
ride
maybe
for a
it'll
team in
start
Poland
happening.
in 2023. He's
Yeah,
one of
hopefully
America's
it's
top
not so
racers
good.
working to get
How'd
to
you
the
feel
World
about that? I
Speedway
mean,
Championship.
I know you posted on your Facebook page
He
how
would get the win
how
and
fun
take
that
another
was.
3 points
Oh,
for 9
yeah.
overall.
Well, I've watched
Gennaro
it
in second
since
would
2
make
weeks
it 8 points
So
overall.
I was like,
Awesome
yeah, I
racing
want to
in
beat
round
that,
3
that
of the
really
AMA
big.
FIM North American Final. Round 4
That was
coming
my
up.
first time ever
And
beating
that's
him.
your XSRA.TV
Hopefully
race
it's not
recap
the last
on
time.
YouTube.
Right, that was your first time to be in that event. You did,
Yeah,
you did
first
good.
time.
I mean, you came back with some points, and you won that. You won a heat. Winning a heat is everything, right, Louis? I mean, winning a heat, doesn't that just give you the best confidence in the world?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
And then you can go out for more and try to build on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Reese, can you hear me? Reese. Okay, we're going to continue. We're going to move on. But yeah, that event was great. Luke Becker Brock Nickel, Dylan Rummel returned. Luke Becker took the event. Geez, you know, how could he not? He had a perfect night of 15 points. He ran perfect all night for the win. Billy Gennaro took second. Right behind him, Aaron Fox took third. But only 2 racers will be able to go to the Speedway Grand Prix qualifiers in Europe in the summer of 2023. But I'm sure that's something you want to do in the future, right? Both of you guys, wouldn't you guys like to do that? Louis, would you like to travel? Would you like to travel to Europe to try to race against the big guys?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I couldn't do that full time ever. That's never going to be a possibility, but I'd like to do it at least once.
Yeah, at least once. And I know, Alex, this is on your radar, right?
Yeah, in May I should be going back over to Europe again, and it's always been quite a unique experience. You know, the guys are very fast, and tracks are just absolutely perfect. You know, there's never anything wrong, and the people are great there. It's a great atmosphere.
Yeah. And you were there. Let's just ask a few questions about the Speedway boot camp you went to, and you were at Turin. I know that we'd talked about it a little bit once before, but tell me what was that like being in an arena where there's 70,000 people for a race?
The day before I watched one of the extra league races there, and it reminded me of like probably back in the 70s and 60s what everybody else saw when they would watch the World Finals at Wembley Stadium in London. And then the next day, it was great. I got to ride the track and just look above, and I was like, wow, just having that semi-enclosure stadium and just the echo throughout every part of the building. It was great. Such a fun track.
Now you got some coaching from Greg Hancock. Who are some of the other guys? Did you get a chance to? Who are some of the other guys you got a chance to speak with?
I did get to speak with Bartosz Smarslik.
Really?
Yeah, and a little bit with Thomas Golub as well. It was great to see him too. Yeah.
Awesome. That's cool. That's so cool. I mean, that's what it's all about, being able to meet some of these guys that you see on the international stage, and then hopefully you're going to race against them and win, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, it all goes somewhere. I mean, racing here is as fun as it is. It's still it's a professional sport, and in Europe it's very big. And you know, I know we're looking towards the 2023 season, but the 2023 season is going to be the 100th year of motorcycle speedway racing in the world. Are you guys aware of that?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, it goes back to 1923 at a track in Australia. The first official meeting was in West Maitland Showgrounds on December 15th, 1923. You can check out the Wikipedia page. Just go search Motorcycle Speedway and you'll see some of that. I have some video here of a match. I got to find it. Let me find this. I'm going to find some video from 1933. You guys ever watched any video from that old?
Yeah, I've seen a couple from when they were doing like the test matches with England and Australia at Wembley.
Really?
Yeah.
So you've seen some of that. Of course, your dad would probably show it to you as well. But let me find this right here. It's on my desktop. See, I don't have a person working with me on this. I got to do it on my own. Here you go.
Yeah.
So this is 1933, Australia and England. Look at those old bikes. Kind of looks like Malcolm Rowe could bring his bikes out there, right?
Definitely.
All the guys are wearing hats. Look at that. Now, only 5 years later, Jack Milne, Cordy Milne, and Wilbur Lamoureux raced and got 1, 2, 3 for the World Championship, and racing in conditions just like that. Look at that track. You know, it's an old horse track.
Yeah, and I believe there's a Greyhound track just on the outside of it, and then Speedway was on the inside.
There you go. It looks like a soccer pitch in the middle. Look at that dirt fly. No wonder they got to use brushes over there, right?
Oh yeah, that's when the bikes didn't have nearly as much horsepower and torque as they do now.
Oh, they do. They're
riding thick dirt.
Yeah, that's thick dirt. I mean, I would hate to be the cameraman there. I get pegged enough. But yeah, I see the horse track right there, and then the inner part, and then I guess they got a pitch there in the middle for either football or cricket. That is amazing racing. That must be Louis' biggest fan.
She doesn't like when I sit on my phone too.
Good. Well, that is where it all started. That's how it all started. And a lot of people are not aware of when it started. So 100 years Speedway is coming up next year. I got plans. I hope that you guys get involved with more of these chats. And I plan to do a little bit more with some of the promoters and see if we can get some more acknowledgement and get more people out to the track in doing so. But also, speaking about Australia, let's see. The Australians, they just held their big Australian national championships over there. And a guy named Adam Ellis won. This is yesterday. FIM Oceania beat Jason Doyle and Ty Wolfenden and Justin Sedgman. So there's some bitchin' riding over there. What do you think? Would you ever like to go over there and race those guys?
It'd be a dream come true, that's for sure. I personally got to meet Adam Ellis in Roslav, and super nice guy, and he's just really determined to keep going farther, and I don't see an end to his time coming any soon. He's going to keep getting faster and faster.
Yeah, how about you, Louis? Would you accept an invitation to go over there and race?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, huh?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I would too. I would love to go there and watch the racing. Australia is where it all started, and I've never been there, but it sure would be a nice thing to see. So as I'm closing out, I can't let this podcast go without acknowledging 2022 as being the 40th anniversary of Mr. Bruce Penhall's World Championship at the LA Coliseum. Yeah, 1982 was the year he went out there and took it for a second time in a row, and then promptly retired. I've met Bruce once, and hopefully I can get him on a podcast in the future and talk with him a little bit more. But let's take a look at this film footage that I got offline, and let's watch Bruce Penhall's heat number 19 at the LA Coliseum down here in Southern California.
August 28, 1982. For the first time in the history of Speedway motorcycle competition, the United States hosts the World Individual Championship. With one ride to go, Penhall on top with 11, Collins in second with 10, and a three-way tie with 9 points each, Moran, Sagalis, and Carter. Next to last race, race 19, and this should decide the World Championship. Penhall, if he can win here, collecting 3 points, would win the World Championship by 1 point. If he finishes second, it would force a runoff with Les Collins. Bruce Penhall attempting to become the first American to ever win the World Speedway title twice. The only other American to hold the crown, Jack Milne, 1937. It all comes down to race 19, the final performance for Bruce Penhall in white.
And Penhall makes a superb start, straight down the inside. He just wants to get his nose out in front. This will probably be the loneliest ride he's had all night.
Jerry Stencil is in second place, and in third, Werner. The two Czechoslovak riders, second and third in this event. Falling back is the Russian, Starostin, just not having a good night, not scoring a point if it comes down to the finish as they are riding currently.
Penhall now will want to just cruise along. He doesn't want to be pushed hard. He wants to keep his eye on the opposition. Every little knock he hears from his engine, he'll be worried about, because all he has to do now is finish and keep his motorcycle running.
Jerry Stencil riding very well, moves up on Penhall. Penhall looks back, sees him there. Stencil trying a higher line into turn 3.
And this is the last thing that really Penhall wants to do. He doesn't really want to start racing too hard because he wants to nurse everything to make sure of his World Championship.
Stencil in trouble for a moment. Got some unexpected grip and he fell back, and it will put Bruce Penhall well in front. This should decide the World Championship for the United States. Bruce Penhall. Stencil one last run out of 4, but it's Penhall to the line. Bruce Penhall, with a total of 14 points, has won the World Championship.
1981 World Champion and 1982 World Champion. Congratulations. It's been a rough and rocky road for you tonight. How do you feel?
I feel great. Unbelievable. I can't believe it, you know. I mean, what happened earlier is what happened. There's not a lot I can say about it. They can't take this away from me, though. I'm world champion again.
Very good. And a big congratulations to Bruce Penhall on his 40th anniversary of his second world title. Yeah, Andy Schwarm is in here in the chat, and he's talking about Kenny Carter. Kenny Carter didn't win. It was falls happen, things happen. I wasn't there. I was in high school and didn't even really know what was going on in the Coliseum at that time. But it was a wonderful event for him, and that's what you guys are trying to aspire to in some way. Championships of your own right, and if you can, a world championship, right, Alex?
Oh yeah, I mean he's the man, he's the idol every rider would look up to, and you know I'd sure hope to follow Penhall's steps and bring home a world championship, or follow Greg or Billy Hamill's steps as well. You know they've been helping me out, and so far stars might be lining up for me.
Yeah. We saw in the video from the under 21, Billy Hamill over there with you at the start finish line. He's really been instrumental in helping a lot of guys up there up north, right? Louis, you've probably had some discussions with him about your bike setup and what you can do, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely. He's got priceless knowledge, and he does his best to help me out as much as he can. You know, whatever I can take in, he'll give me. So, yeah, he's helped me out a lot the last 2 years.
Very good. Yeah, I know because I see him at the track. I don't like to bother the guys too much. I only like to bother the racers. But I like to go in and ask you guys questions in between the meet. If it can make it into the video, it makes it much better viewing for the audience when they can see something like that. See you guys inside the pit working on your bike, maybe a little. I don't want to say upset, but you know you're really concentrating on the race. You know, I'm just dicking around with the camera. You know, like, hey, tell me what's going on. You guys are like, okay. You know, you give me a little bit of time of day, and I appreciate that. So, but you guys really have to concentrate when you're out there, right? I mean, in between races, you're thinking about what you're going to do the next time, right? Right, Louis?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're always looking how you can be better in what ways, you know. So
yeah,
there's always room for improvement for sure.
Alex, you're in there, and your dad's your main mechanic for you. You go in there, and you've got heat on and stuff, and he settles you down and gets the bike going. How's that work for you?
It works good. He gets the bike the best shape it can be for each meeting, and Billy Hamill, he's been a huge help for me, especially just helping out all the Northern California guys as much as he can, and he's been a great ambassador for Speedway, and he's helped me come a long ways, and I can't thank him enough, and Greg Hancock as well. They've done a lot for the sport.
Right. I see Greg out there. He works with Wilbur. I didn't get Wilbur on this time. Sorry, Wilbur. Maybe next time. I did bother Greg after the national, the North American finals, see if I could talk to him in the future. But I really respect everybody's, privacy and such. Hopefully in the future, because for the 100th year of Speedway, it'd be great to talk to people. And again, Greg was inducted into the Motorcycle Hall of Fame this year in 2022. A great honor for him, and a great way to recognize this sport as important as it is. Is there anything you'd like to say, Louis, before we turn off the chat?
No, I think I'm good. Just looking forward to the 2023 season, and well, yeah, I guess I'd like to thank Billy Hamill for all his support and help he puts into my racing, and Bill Warnock for sure.
Yeah, thank your sponsors right now. Take this opportunity if you don't mind.
That's my team right there.
Okay, very good.
My family for sure. They support everything I do, so to the fullest. So it's nice.
Very good. How about you, Alex? Is there anything you'd like to say? Wish everybody, a Happy New Year, or thank your sponsors.
Late Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and can't thank enough of Billy Hamill, Greg Hancock, and Steve Evans, for trying to get me racing in Europe as much as I can, and trying to get some more championships going, and just overall help the American team as much as they can. And it's been great, and looking forward to possibilities in 2023.
Very good. And I hope when you do go to Europe, and we'll probably chat prior to that, but you'll allow me to call you and chat with you briefly about what's going on over there, so people can see what you're doing and understand what's going on with you. Before I go, I cannot end this stream without saying, everybody do what you can to get out to the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, Gene Woods Racing Experience. It's going to be a great event, January 28th. And a lot of people are going to be inducted. I know Greg Hancock's going to be inducted. Another guy is going to be inducted. Well, I think Brad Oxley, Brad, he's going to be inducted. But I know the Mad Dog's going to be inducted. Now, that guy is a supreme rider. Alex, tell me what you think about racing with Mad Dog.
Racing with Mad Dog's been a really good experience for me. He's just a really smooth rider, and just a really nice guy in general. Does a lot to help out the sport and push the younger generation along. And he wants the best for the sport, and just smooth guy, and I could trust him on any given track. I could trust that right next to him.
Yeah. He's avoided many accidents with his command of that motorcycle. How about you, Louis? What's your experience with Sean Mad Dog McConnell?
So far so good. We've had a couple tight races. Haven't raced with him too much. He doesn't get up here too much. I don't get down that way too much. So not too much time racing with him. But so far so good.
Well, he's a track scientist. I know if you have any questions about your setup, or about a track, or about something that you're thinking about, he's got a wealth of experience and knowledge. I'm sure he would love to or share some of that knowledge with you. But thank you very much, guys. Alex Martin. Let me pull this down. Where is it? Oops. Nope. All right. Thank you, Alex, for joining. Thank you, Louie. Thank you, Reese. I know he can't hear you anymore. You can't hear me. Thank you, Austin, for trying. Maybe get your dad another computer, and we'll get you on the air in the future. And I really want to talk to you about your racing. You had a fantastic race. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and your little girl and your girlfriend, and I hope everything works out. And I want to say thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. This has been the longest podcast I've had so far, but there's a lot to talk about, and I appreciate you guys spending the time with me and the world on Wednesday night here in California. So stay cool, stay warm.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
All right, guys, stay warm. I'll see you later.
All right, see you.
All right, that's it for this 13th episode of Speedway Chat Live. Be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel where I've got like over 420, maybe 430 races on there. Not all of them are narrated, but I like to narrate them so that you people can show muggles what Speedway racing is all about. I have a sincere belief that if you show a muggle the race without any type of narration or anything, they ain't going to know what the hell it's about, and you're not going to get a fan. What we need is a little bit of narration and talking to the writers and everything, and I try to give that. So follow us on YouTube, the social media page, the YouTube, the Instagram. I do have a Twitter feed, believe it or not. I got a Twitter feed, but nobody posts anything in that. See profile there. I got a Twitter feed right there, but nobody follows me or says anything. You see, 0 likes, 0 everything. But go there. Let's have a conversation. That's what Twitter is about. And hopefully we can talk about, how to improve fan participation and hopefully rider participation in this very wonderful sport that's going to be 100 years old in 2023. So I want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining the racers. That's our 2022 year in review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed putting it together for you. And until the next time, I'll see you at the track. Now, let me go here.
XSRA TV. Watch Speedway, Southern California. Yeah.